Hi everybody, Colby here from Southern Yosemite Mountain Guides, and I'm here to talk today about choosing a backpack. So here at SYMG we have Deuter backpacks, and we choose them for a couple of reasons, and I'll use that as an example for maybe you choosing your own backpack. One is that they're nice and light. In a backpack, there's all sorts of different suspension systems, different weights of things. There's even these little ultralight packs, and I really want a pack that is going to be as light as it can be while still carrying a load well. It's one thing to have all kinds of lightweight stuff, but then you throw it inside some of these little ultralight packs that have no suspension system. It doesn't matter how light it is, if you're still carrying 20-25 pounds of stuff and it sits right on your shoulders, it's uncomfortable. So these ones here are these are the ACT Light Pack series, and we find that they're a nice combination of lightweight, but they still have a good suspension. And so what I mean by that is, on the inside of these, there's an X of these like rods, these stays, and it gives nice, stability for carrying heavy loads. But there's also some flex in there. It twists a little bit, and where that's really nice is that when you're walking and you're moving side to side, maybe on a rugged trail or using your trekking poles or looking over your shoulder, the bag actually flexes a little bit with you, but you don't sacrifice the ability to carry a heavier load on it, which is really nice. The other thing that's really nice about these, and the reason that we choose them, is it has this nice padding on the back that's actually breathable. Here in the Sierra, sunny Sierra in California, it's especially useful. If you were to push on this cushion, you can actually feel it kind of sucking and blowing air out of there, which is really nice. It feels good on your back. The pack dries quickly, and then by virtue of not having the back fully padded, it also allows for extra heat and moisture to escape out of there. So it's really nice. It also happens to be really easy to adjust, so they fit a lot of people really well. They're nice and cool, and they're nice and light, so we really like these Deuter packs. So yeah, basically there's a couple different styles of these Deuter packs, and they each come in a different size. The styles are designated as men's and women's specific packs, but in reality, the shoulder straps are a little smaller, a little thinner, a little narrower on the women's packs, and so you'll find that even teenagers or smaller men, you might find that you actually fit the women's pack better. And likewise, women that are a little taller, maybe more broad in the shoulders, you might find that the men's pack actually fits you well. So even though they're designated as men's and women's packs, in reality it's just a different harness system on there that's going to fit better. So ultimately, when you're choosing a backpack, you want to go for fit. Get yourself in a category where, okay, it's a backpacking pack, it has certain features, but then try out the packs to see which one fits you the best. That's the one. The danger is getting a backpack specifically for a certain feature and then having to live with a very uncomfortable pack for the rest of its life, right? So make sure that the pack fits you really well. The other thing that you'll have a choice of is the sizing, right? And so the sizing's fairly straightforward, where if you're going to have more stuff, you want to get a bigger bag. The bigger packs in each line have the same suspension system on it. So for instance, these are both the ACT series packs. Just because the 75 is bigger doesn't mean it has a burlier suspension. It's the same suspension. It can just hold more things. So you do want to be a little bit conscious of the weight that you're carrying. For instance, if you're going to carry like a full range of winter and mountaineering gear and backpacking overnight gear for a whole week, you might think of going up to the regular Air Contact series or their Air Contact Pro series instead of the Air Contact Light that has a lighter weight suspension system on it, right? Some of the other features that you'll find on these packs that we really like, of course, there's stretchable water compartments on each side of the pack. There are gear loop attachment points, which are cool. The top lid on the packs can be accessed from the outside, so you can put stuff inside there that you need to get at during the day, maybe your compass or a pack cover in case of rain. There's also another compartment underneath for things that maybe you don't need all the time but need maybe quick access to. That's where I like to keep my pack rain cover. I keep my headlamp, that sort of stuff in there that maybe I'm not planning on using during the day, but it's good to have if I need to get at it. The other thing that's a really cool feature on these packs is we have stretch mesh paneling on the front of all these ACT Light packs. And this is useful for all kinds of stuff. I can put a wet rain jacket or a wet rain fly in there. You'll see on the larger version, I have some of these features packed differently so you can see the different combinations of things that you can do with your own personal set of gear. In this case, we've used our helmet on here, and we're kind of set up for climbing. So I have my my Lecky MVC collapsible poles over here, which are really cool to get out of the way. If you're on a climbing mountaineering trip, you just stash it in that side pocket. The poles collapse down into nothing, and then you can go through a little third or fourth class scramble up on the Sierra High route. When you get back down through the talus fields, pull the poles back out of the stash pocket on the side, and you keep going. There's also points for ice axes if you like to do a foam pad. Then the 75 has these nice straps on the outside, and you'll notice that on the 65, by virtue of being a shorter pack, you don't have those straps on the outside of the sleeping bag compartment, but you have them up on top here. You can use them up on top. That goes directly into the lid, which is cool. Some of the other things that happen on these packs, and this is true with all of them, is that the lid is actually a floating lid, which means I can adjust the height of the lid on this. It'll come up and down. It's not fixed in the back like some of these. So that's great for doing stuff like attaching an extra climbing rope, or perhaps you're here in the Sierra and you have to carry a bear can. So you're going to be out for a long period of time. You have a lot of food, a lot of clothing, and so you get that extra. So when you're looking at the pack designations, you'll see it says 65 plus 10 or 70 plus 10. And that 10 is the extra space used in both the collar around the top here, as well as being able to lift up this hood and make a little bit of extra space. And that's particularly nice at the beginning of your trip. Maybe you have full food, full water, that sort of thing. And then as you go over the course of your trip and you're using up that stuff and you don't have the need for all that space, the pack becomes more compact during the course of your trip. So a really nice feature. The other thing that's cool about the 70 and 75 liter packs in particular is that this lid actually comes off and it turns into a little summit pack, a little day pack. So if you're hiking into a base camp, maybe on a climbing trip, and then you're going to go out, tackle the west ridge of Mount Kenness or something, you can take this little day pack right off the pack and you can take off. So there you have it, everyone. That's a little bit about SYMG's backpack fleet. Again, my name is Colby with Southern Yosemite Mountain Guides, and I look forward to seeing you out here with us in Yosemite.